back to another day, another stream. Technically right now it is only almost 11:40 over here, my time. Um, but I thought I would jump on here again because, it's another day to be back with you guys. But anyway, if anyone here is new, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, or just any of my returning followers who really have been here since day one or recently, welcome back. But also, that goes for mods. Welcome back as well, because the only time when somebody's a new mod is if they're if you aren't a mod right now, but I actually make you mod directly live, then that's when you are considered a new mod. But other than that, you are just like all my returning guests. But anyway, right now though, all we're doing is we're just hanging out for a little bit. And so, yeah, so feel free to stop by, ask questions, say hey, and just relax, y'all. Because, y'all, today's Sunday. It's a day to actually take a second to. Sunday's a day to actually take a minute to rewind for the new week, and also to reset for the week as well, because last week was its week, and now we're now officially in the new week now, so we can finally take that moment to reset. And so yeah, but also for those of you who are going to start coming in here pretty soon, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on here of when I go live or when I post. Because I mean, honestly, y'all, I would hate it if anyone missed a notification from this channel saying that I posted a live or I posted a video and y'all didn't realize. I don't want that to happen to any of y'all. And just so everyone's clear, only the 1.26k of you guys who are subscribed to me are the only ones that will be notified, not anyone else outside of here, unless if they subscribe, but that's it. So it's only everyone who's on my channel will get updates, not really like a whole show. So in other words, not really anybody outside of this channel will be getting that information. Just you guys only, unless if they are new for the first time and join, then they will too. But other than that, it's just y'all who get it. So yeah, but right now we're just relaxing now, y'all. It's only 11:43 p.m. my time right now. And I mean, I'm not really doing that much right now, honestly. Honestly, y'all, I'm basically up till about 2 o'clock. I'll basically be up till 2 a.m., y'all. But, yeah, but that's because I don't have to wake up for anything crazy tomorrow that I've got to be up early for. But yeah. Excuse me. And honestly, I think the next day I know I've got to wake up early again, as of right now, is next Sunday. At the moment, unless if something comes up that requires me to get up earlier than I would do, then it would be a lot earlier. But anyway, yeah. So, get stuck. But yeah, y'all feel free to hit the like button at some point in the live stream so we can get the algorithm kicking, because that's the one way you can get YouTube to know that you are loving what you're seeing and you are loving the content on here, all just the basic what's. So yeah. And also for those of you here, I do have a light on for those of you who are gonna start questioning. It's actually my smaller lamp that y'all actually for a little while were like, turn the light on, which is that lamp, by the way. I'm giving this lamp the one that y'all see on when I do like a day live or something like that. I'm giving it its break because it's been on since the moment I woke up. Then I turned it off, I think. Yeah, I turned it off when I went to church this morning, and then came back home, turned it back on. Yeah. And then it's kind of been on since. Yeah, so it's basically kind of been on since that hour. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, it's been on basically kind of since then. And so, y'all, it is pretty good to do stuff like that, because if you're somebody that, if in a certain room in your house that you have, that you have more than one lamp in your house, it's good to take a break from one of them, meaning not having both on or having it on for an extended period. So, like in my case, I have this on most of the day, and then my second, which is my smaller lamp, on from the hours of around 10 p.m. till about 2 a.m. But hey Leah, how are you doing? It's been a minute. But yeah. Yeah. So that's just kind of saying some of that. I'm doing pretty good. And hopefully everything, just hopefully can just be smooth and not, a lot of us are going through a season of something, whether if it's a friend, family member, medical issues, just all, a lot of the things. So yeah, if any of us are going through a season on here, I will definitely be thinking about y'all, because a lot of us on here are gonna be going through something, and there's not gonna be a second where one of us isn't, because a lot of us here have something that we have been dealing with, or we just go through with kind of frequently. Like for example, you guys, a lot of you know me because I have been an epileptic for 20 years. of my life, ever since I was born. Um, but and for some of you who really don't really know anyone else with epilepsy, I will tell you this: epilepsy in certain people, it's different for everybody. Like, some people have seizures more actively, some have them less actively, like myself. Some might have them to the point where they can't do a whole lot. Like, they can't drive, they can't go places, they can't do daily tasks without having to struggle. Like, y'all, I mean, I do have some learning delays with mine, but that's just because um when I went through brain surgery when I was almost 2 to save my life and have my seizures be less active and actually have a chance at living. Um, y'all, praise God that I did that when I was almost 2, because oh God, I'm gonna start crying. But, y'all, if I think about this, I'm 20 right now, y'all, for reference. And if I think back to 2-year-old me, I'm thankful that I had that surgery done, because if not, who knows what would have happened today? Who knows what would have happened? I mean, it's not like I'm saying something would happen, but you know, who knows what my case would be looking like right now? It probably would be looking like what it was my childhood, where my seizures would be more active and we would be trying to find medications that would stick, that would hold long enough to help, you know. Like I said, we're going through a season of something. And it doesn't have to be my case. It can be anything. Like, y'all, each medical condition is something. But also in life, there's like with family, maybe you've got like a grandparent, aunt or an uncle, or your husband, or anybody, a friend, a neighbor who's struggling, you know. And a lot of the times when we hear about somebody that we know is struggling, it's, you know, it's hard to think about that, because we don't know a whole lot of what that person's going through on a daily basis. But all we can really do is just pray and hope that God can just help them in some way, and that us as Christians can just stick our faith and just lean on it and just say, God, help this person stand their faith stronger than they would think they are, you know. Because, yes, Leah, we are bigger. Like, we're not just, we're not small. We are bigger than you think we are. Like, we are bigger than our understanding. We're bigger than our medical issues. We're bigger than our problems we face. We are bigger than our emotions, y'all. Like, oh my God, think of that. But we are bigger than anything you can think of. Like, but we're also bigger than just our faith and just everything. So, Hannah, look through that chat real quick, because I have been talking like my ear off, you know. Hannah, yes, God's got my back is right. Oh my gosh, Leah, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Yeah, see, a lot of us are going through something right there. And how are you and your man? He's been My man's doing pretty good. We actually talked on the phone today for a few minutes, which went well, like it always does. There's not going to be a time where it doesn't go well. But yeah, he's been doing pretty good though. We talk on the phone most days that we can. Like I said, we talked for a couple minutes today. Because at some point his aunt was calling him in the middle that we were talking, so he had to drop off. So, but y'all, he does really well at communicating to me whenever his aunt calls or if he gets busy. Like, he's gotten better about that, y'all. I have noticed that. The only times I feel like he wouldn't is if it's like accidentally forgetting. Like if if there's a whole lot going on, that's a different story. But if he isn't saying anything to me between like maybe a certain time period, it just kind of gets my brain confused and just going crazy because, our girlfriend instincts will get us to drive our minds nuts. And that's just what our instincts do because, that's just what they make us do. And so, I'm thankful these days. It's not always like constant having to say, let me know when you are busy. But like I said, he's been doing really good lately about that. So I am thankful he actually is. I'm not saying he isn't communicating to me. He majority has been doing really good at staying on top of communication like that because y'all, in any relationship, if you're married or if you're dating or if you're about to be married, communication is key. The number one thing. Like, like when I say communication, I mean all of it. From letting you know, hey, I can't make it to this, or hey, I can't call you because of this, or hey, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, stuff like that. Or just, you know, all the possible things. Or hey, I'm gonna be late, or might be a few minutes late because I have to clean the kitchen, or I have to feed my dog. You know, stuff like that. Like, it doesn't have to be those exact things, but stuff in the lines of that. It's good to have communication like that. So, you aren't going crazy out of your mind going, why is he not saying anything to me? Why am I not getting any word? And so, and also, a thing is too in communication, y'all both come up with something, be like, hey, on the days you are busy, let me know. If days you aren't, you don't have to, because if you aren't busy, there's not a point of saying it, because it helps you out to go, okay, cool. And if you're, say something, that's what I do, is I only have AJ say something if he's busy or if it's going to be a delay, meaning a couple hours or so. So, for example, if, y'all, we mainly talk around like 5:30 my time. Majority of the time we talk around, but let's say if, let's say something came up, but he is able to get it done to where it's early enough where he can still talk to me still. He can go, hey, can I call you at 9? Can I call you at 8? Something like that. And I would go, yes, that's totally fine with me, because y'all, for me, I'm not busy I'm not always actively busy like that in the evening hours. So I'm like, the basic times you're giving me, I'll be pretty much good with it. I mean, unless for right now, if it's like a Thursday for a couple more weeks, because I got a Bible study on Thursdays for at least a couple more weeks. But also, or if I know I've got something coming up, I'd be like, and I would communicate the same things to him too whenever I know I'm busy with something. But for me, that's not always often, thankfully. So, why's my arm cold? But, yes. Yes, Miss Stacy's life was crazy. Leah, I will say this to you actually. So last night, okay, so originally, I'll tell you, originally, the song I was gonna originally do last night was, called Somebody by the Vamps, but when I was bringing up in the chat, because I was just having at it with my disability last night, like, I was just having just my episodes where I basically have epileptic vertigo, which is getting dizzy, and then also having a headache in between it. But I'm like, something I just thought, I'm like, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna switch it and do God Only Knows, because that's the second time I've played that song. And the first time I listened to it fully, I'm not gonna lie, I felt that song spoke to me when I first listened to it actively. Like, because I felt like it spoke my background a bit. Because God only knows the real you. God doesn't know the fake you or the fake me, you know. He doesn't know any of us that's fake. He knows the real us. But also, God only knows what you've been through. Like, y'all, we've been through so much for our amount of years that we've lived. Like, y'all, I have been through a lot within my 20 years of living with my epilepsy. Yeah, a lot of us have been through something in our past life that sticks. But it's really good. So yeah, if anyone's never heard of it, go check it out. It's so good. It's a recommendation. For sure. But yeah. Hang on, let me look at the chat. Oh, and I've got a second person joining us here. Let me look at the chat though. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah, thank you so much for saying that. You are very kind. You are the best sis as well, and a really good friend. And let me just say this. I'm thankful that I have a really good friend group that they don't ever try to mess around with me or try to do something that will traumatize me for years, or just, you know, try to mess around, you know, because with me, I don't want to be friends with people who are just gonna mess around like that, because y'all, especially for an adult, oof, that's not gonna like it, trust me. But also, if you're just gonna mess around with the person that you're friends with, who are you, first of all? That's not cool. And imagine if you're an adult doing that to another adult. That's kind of sus. But also, if you are a teen doing that to another teen, you know, weird. And it's not really a good thing to do, honestly. So, if I were anybody, be friends with the people who you can trust pretty well, but also you feel like that they won't ever try to change for who they are. because people will try to automatically change appearance or anything just to be around that person. And that's not cool at all. So just, you know, just everyone out here, please make good decisions because you'll be thankful you did later because for the 20 years I've lived, I have seen some of that for myself, but in different ways. But that was like years ago. But yeah, let me check the chat. Hang on. Okay, it's about there. Exactly, because that's what best friends, but also sisters in a way too, are for. You know? Like, y'all, when you're friends with people, you're gonna be there for each other, even if one of you is going through something that's rough, or if you're just having a bad day, or, you know, stuff like that. Hang on. Yes, let me do that real quick. So give me just a moment. I actually just noticed that, so let me do that real quick while I'm thinking about it. Okay. Leah, you are a mon now, so you're officially good to go. Anyway, I'm gonna keep continuing. Of course. Let's see. Which, Leah, I would never mind, because, you are a really good person on here. I mean, there's occasion, this is like a long time ago though. I mean, there's occasions where there's been times where you've had not the best days just because, life is just one of those things that just wants to mess with your brain too much, But really it goes for any of us though. Life will mess with us like crazy and just get us in a tizzy where we will want to go crazy at somebody just for a lot of it. But mainly though, you are a really good friend overall. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Satan is not allowed here at all, y'all. Just saying, because y'all, for somebody on here who is a Christian, like myself, I ain't gonna tolerate it. Like, I really ain't gonna tolerate it one bit. And y'all, I go to church weekly. So yeah, you're not messing with an adult who goes to church most weeks that I can. And, y'all, I love church. Like, church is one of my favorite places to be at. Like, church is home to me. Yeah. And even also, actually, for some of y'all, I'll tell you this too. Next week, I actually get to start working with all of the little kids again at church. So I'm excited to be back after 2 years. So if some of you never noticed about me, I have a heart for little kids, like preschoolers. Because, like, y'all, I've done like 7 to 8 years experience within that age group. But also, y'all, kids in that age group, I'll say something about them. They're fun, they're funny, they're very creative. And even their imaginations is like a whole other level. And y'all, they're just beginning to learn things. Like, they're just starting out learning. Like, they're just learning God's word. They're learning what things mean. They're learning their letters, ABCs. their shapes, numbers, all the beginner things that we all learned at their age. And they're also learning how to become friends with each other. And it's just all of the first steps to just being a really good person to each other. And that's one of the best things that God puts in kids like them, is to build them for good friendships, but to build them just for every day. And that way they can grow in Him as they mature and get older and, go on. I miss you too. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, hang on. I want to make sure ugh, got an itch. But, hang on. Make sure I didn't miss anything before I went crazy for a minute. Hang on. Okay, hang on. I'll do it here in just a second. But, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the kids like that are just incredible. And so, yeah, so I began my first week starts this coming Sunday, so next Sunday, the 26th, and I'm so excited because, like I said, I'll be back home. Like, y'all, little kids to me, that's where my home is with all the kids. And even I used to do all of, most of the fun things with them. It was awesome. It was just awesome. Okay, hang on. Let me do it real quick. Let me get up. Hang on. Give me a minute. Give me just a moment, y'all. Hang on. Hang on. Watch the chat while I do that real quick. Even though it's you and me. That's two. Yep, that's a good thing. Hey, I'm just checking it real quick. But that's what I mean, y'all. Even with my mods in here, still watch just because, you know, who knows who can come in here even if it's just us. Which, I mean, thankfully, let's see. I mean, thankfully haters have actually not been that bad. Thank goodness. Let me check real quick. Okay, I see it. Hang on. Let me stop to it real quick. Alrighty. There we go. Give me just a minute, y'all. Pitch black. Okay. Leah, I subbed to that account too now. Give me just a minute. Grab something. Just wait for just a minute. Of course. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I was doing something. Let me. Okay. We're gonna tag over here for a minute. So I'm gonna aim it this way, just so it's easy. But yeah, of course. I mean, of course it did. Yep, I actually had that, and I actually had seasoned fries today, which are really good. Leah, let me tell you, that's one of the things I eat. I don't always eat hot. Like sometimes I'll eat fries off the bat. Sometimes I will also let's see. Sometimes I'll also eat onion rings, which are really good too. But yeah, kind of everyday alternate. It just depends what my gut wants to go with. But yeah. Yeah. LOL. Oh, that's so funny. But oh my my god, that's too funny. Oh, Leah, that is too funny. I'm dying. Sounds like a few people that are like that too. Oh, that's just too funny. But yeah, let me take my second round of meds real quick while it's around that hour. So give me a second. There we go. Now it's covered. It's pretty quick. Alright, y'all. Second med is done for the day. So now I don't have to worry about my meds until the morning. Thankfully. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really eat ice cream that much. I mean, I do like ice cream, but I don't really constantly grab it, like, frequently. So, these days. Oh my gosh. And also, y'all mind a little bit of the background, a little bit. That is just my humidifier going off, but that's because I think that thing's on all day, just to get a lot of that dust out and clearing it, which is important to have anybody. Which it's on like a 2 right now, and that's where I mainly have it at, is I have it on, which is like the middle setting. But if, let's say, if I leave the house, I put it at a 3 just so it gets everywhere. But then when I go to bed, I put it at a 1. I just put it at a 1 so it's easier to hear that way my music can be easier to hear at night. But yeah. And so, wait, what? No, I've not seen that yet. But, oh my gosh. That's crazy. Anyway, oh my gosh, what are my bangs doing? Sorry, y'all. This part was like split. One to look chaotic for like 2 seconds. So, had to fix that before we had an issue. A puppy. Oh, if not, I will have to check it out here in a little bit. For sure. I will definitely. Leah, it's okay. Trust me. I'm the same way. Like, first of all, whenever like occasionally, for example, like if I'm putting something like in like a text to a friend or something, or if I'm trying to type something out, trust me, mine will autocorrect all the time. So you're not the only one over there. That happens to me too. And God. But I do hate when it happens though. Like when you're trying to say a certain word, but all of a sudden it comes out not the correct one. You know? So yeah, I don't blame you there. One bit. But yeah. Anyway, we're just relaxing, y'all. Yeah, that's crazy. You're like the only one much of it. But, yeah, we're just hanging out there, y'all. So feel free just to, come in and say, hey, I will be on for a little bit. Like I've been. And plus, it's a day I got live, so we're taking that little bit to actually say hey to each other and get caught up in here, yeah. Yeah, I mean, for people who do come in here, y'all, y'all, when I say talk, I mean typing in the chat and I respond, y'all. You know? um, but yeah. So feel free just to, say stuff in the chat and we'll just answer, like any other. But, yeah. So, yeah, we're just chilling, y'all. So, gosh. So, I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. Okay, y'all, here we go. Now I put that down to a 1. So that way y'all can hear me a little bit better. Because at night, let's say if I were to end up like this, like in this case, like, there's times, I go live different hours, y'all, on my every other. Like, there'll be a day that either I'll go live sometime in the evening hours, sometimes night hours, but sometimes during the day. It just depends, especially it depends on the day itself, because who knows what happens, because we get busy in between sometimes, or we just had a lot happen within a whole bunch, so it's hard to sometimes get in there. So yeah, so for right now I'm talking kind of more medium tone, just so that way A, I'm not waking up my brother, and B, my parents, and plus, I'm the only one who's up right now because I'm older. So, but I'm up for like the next 2 hours. But that's because I don't have to wake up for anything tomorrow. And so, yeah. Yeah. You can definitely do that for sure. But yeah. So, pretty crazy. We're just chilling. Thanks. I very appreciate your comment. Oh, this part wants to go crazy. Anyway. Well, we're all just in the comments, y'all. We're not gonna be going too wild. Cause if I were to go that crazy, oof, my parents would hear me go, turn it down. Is what they'd be looking like. Yeah. Pillow fight. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is too funny. Leah, you made me laugh so hard with that response. Anyway, yeah, you guys were just hanging out. Oh my gosh, these babies occasionally want to side part. But I think it's because I move a lot. But, yeah. Pretty crazy. Yep. Yeah, Stacy is so funny though. Like, I love how funny she is. Plus we need to have more people like her who are funny and just have that kind of humor, especially when people are going through a lot, because when we're going through a lot, we need something to make us turn our situation around, Yes, she is amazing. Yes, like, Leah, her outfit was so cool. Like, it was honestly out of all outfits, that she has worn that since I've joined. So I thought I heard my dog. I might have been hearing my dog snoring. But anyway, yeah, the outfit she wore last night was so cool. Like, I loved how kind of fun it was, where a lot of the sides were out. That was so cool. Like, she killed that vibe right there, hands down. But it was just so cool. You know, I mean, there's a good variety of us that can pull something similar off, but not everybody. But she kills her vibe 24/7, even if no one else doesn't think so. When she does. Yes. It was really cool. Yeah, and like I said, even I liked how cool, like, how long the little strands of each side were going. Like, that made it look super cool. Like, and like I said, it's just cute. It's good to have something cute that you love. Because if you're wearing something cute that you hate, that's a problem. Because if you hate something you wear that's cute but you hate it, well, reevaluate what the heck you're doing. First off, like, y'all, first of all, for example here, my PJs I'm currently wearing, I love these. I love these sets because A, I actually look like an adult. 2, they actually pop up my age really well. And see, they're cute. They're just more like a cute, comfy vibe. And plus, I have seen this everywhere. So, you've gotta wear something that throws your vibe to a good start. Like, y'all, I've got a dress in this version. I've got a pants and shirt version, and then a shirt and shorts, which I'm wearing the shirt and shorts version right now. But yeah, I just like these because they're just comfy to wear, honestly. And they're really good to wear, like, if you want to lounge around in it. Like if it's one of those days where, like, you want to just wear your pajamas all day, you can totally do it with this. Because A, it's cute. B, it doesn't look too obvious. But also, y'all, black is probably, like, let me just say this. Black in this version, y'all, I recommend. Because it really pops out your age really good. And it's just more trendy. Because that's really what I've seen a lot. But yeah, and it's just cute, and it goes with everything. So, like, it's a win-win for a lot of us here. Yeah. Let me show me this. Here we go, right here. That outfit was cute too. Like, that was really cool. Like, I liked how some of the colors came in, which made, like, a whole bunch of it just pop, which is really cool. And it's good to wear something that gives that little twist of just something. And it will stand out your personality really well. Yes. Leah, whenever she throws on a wig of any kind, oh my gosh. She just looks so cute. Like, she can basically pull off any wig. Unlike a lot of us people that would do that. like Like, she can really pull off anything. Unlike some people. Because some of us don't even have that ability. you know? Like, there's not a lot of us that can pull off, like, multiple things at once. Like, you know? It's crazy. But yeah. Yes. And Leah, I'm glad you introduced me to her channel, honestly. Because ever since I've joined, I've liked it on there every week because honestly, it's just fun. Like, it's fun to see a good couple hour entertainment, but also just to feel something going on and not and like for example, I can just sit in my bed and vibe and know that you know and also just it's really cool too because it's not just a standard stream. It's fun. You can let loose, you can breathe, and you can just get to know a lot of people through her community. And plus she's an incredible person. Like, for some people who've came in there that were new, they haven't realized how awesome she was until they came in. And then they start to come on and it's like, holy smokes, whoever thought to get introduced to it sooner, So I am glad. Like, I'm glad you recommended me her because if you had it, who knows what I'd be doing. But yeah, and it's just and honestly, it's really almost as if it was like a virtual nightclub, but like all adult ages and even young adult ages could watch on. And it's just fun, and you don't have to go wicked on it as well. But like really, some people and the songs almost throw off a nightclub in there. Like, they almost could, y'all. Yeah, and I just love what she does on there too. As well. And just really a lot of everybody is just supportive to each other on there. Like, yes, she's really good about helping some of us get to a spot where we can try to focus on what we really need to work on and not just feel negative about ourselves. But also, if we weren't, like, if there was a day where somebody of us came on and we were just not feeling the best, she would just be able to let us know that you're not alone. Like, she's just very encouraging to a lot of us. Like, for example, last night, for reference, when I was basically going through my epileptic vertigo episode, where I was just dizzy for a little bit just due to my epilepsy, and then just having a headache for a little while. And at one point, I really just did not feel myself at all for a little bit. But she really helped me a little bit. And like I said, at one point, I did kind of cry a little bit, and in a happy way though. Because of the words that she put at me really stood a lot. And like I said, y'all, we need to be more encouraging out there. Like, it doesn't have to be anything big. It can just be like the little things of just saying, like, maybe you go to a friend you know and say, hey, I love what you're wearing today, or hey, keep going, you are amazing, keep fighting what you're going through, or just say something about them that you love. It doesn't have to be anything intense. You can just go up there and compliment your friend on something about them, or just say, hey, you've been a really good friend to me since day one. Like, it's good to, it's a really good thing to do occasionally, because then it makes your friend feel appreciated and not feel like people aren't just not feeling it for granted. Because there's so many of us I can think that we're not appreciated enough when we are. It's just there's people that forget to realize it, or they just don't say it because they don't realize what is actually what they've went through. But yeah. Let me put this on. Let me pen it real quick. Here we go. Alrighty. There's our pin comment, y'all. Man, that's crazy. Like, okay, y'all, this is like what? This is at least the second stream we're currently so far. I've only had just one of the mods in the chat. That's crazy. Because it was like a couple days back. It was. And it was just me and Raymond the full stream. So that's crazy. And so kind of right now, for a little bit, the fact that it's been me and Leah back to back is funny. Just to rethink that. That's so funny. But, y'all, I do post these, so y'all won't really miss too much out there. But, and also for those on here, like I said, I will be posting this, so I do go live every other day. I did do every day for the first few months, but that's just because I was getting started. And now I do it more every other day just for health reasons, but also, it's life reasons too, because we get busy with stuff, and plus, you never know what your health can do to yourself if you don't give yourself credit for taking a day or two off. It's okay to take a break sometimes, because if you're not taking a break, then something is wrong with you there, big time. So let me look. Man, I think. Oh, I see it, I think. Yep. Yes, she does. Yeah, like, she's helped you quite a bit, which is a good thing. But she's helped others to stay humble in ourselves and just keep going when life gets hard, which, y'all, life is not easy. I will say that. Which, y'all, life is never always meant to be easy. But also, we're not perfect either. And that's just what society does. All we can do is, honestly, all we can do is do our best every day to wake up and stand on our 2 feet and carry with the day like we would do, and just go fight the battle that we're facing and break all 4 walls to that, because we're all walking around we're all walking around walls and we think that they would fall. Okay, who has not listened to oh, well, my brain frame of the song anyway. Listen to some church today. Oh wait, give me. I know what I'm thinking. It's just taking me a second. Oh wait, see you again. That's what it is. But for those on here who have never heard of the song "Do It Again," okay, y'all. There is in the beginning. It starts off walking around. It literally starts off with saying, "Walking around these walls until now they fall." Y'all think about that little bit. When it says when it says walking around these walls until now we thought they fall. Y'all, that's because we're trapped. We are literally trapped in those four walls, trying to get somewhere and trying to get the help we need. But we're trying to feel protected. We're trying to actually physically be okay. You know? Like, y'all, we all have our four walls around us that we're trying to break free from anything that we're going through. Like, the devil can try so hard to trap us like that. But no, Satan, not today. Ha! Not today at all. So definitely what we all can do from that is definitely I recommend that song for a lot of you guys. If you never heard it, like I said, I'd highly recommend it because it's a really good song to think about life situations and just stuff that you're going through, because you can relate to a lot of it, including myself. So, yeah. Okay. Alright, sis. Sis, I probably will next be live on, Tuesday next, at the latest. Yeah, Tuesday's the next day I go live next, so, yeah, so I will be having the day off Monday, and then I'm back at it Tuesday, and then Thursday, I really need to try Thursday. Thursday, I might try to get on. I'll have to see. But if I do, I will God. But if I don't do Thursday, what I can maybe do is just come in on Wednesday or do it Friday. But, you know, when it gets closer, I'll get a better sense of that, since I've got Bible study Thursday from like 5:30 to 7, and I'll get back till like, I think like 7:30. I want to say 7:20, 7:30. But I also talked with my neighbor for a few minutes before I come in here as well. So her and I kind of chat for a few minutes to each other. But yeah, so anyway, yeah. But anyway, y'all, I think I am gonna get off live here in just a second. So anyway, a big shout out to those of you who joined tonight's live. Like I said, the next day I will be back on is on Tuesday. So I will see a lot of you guys on Tuesday sometime. So just stay tuned throughout the week for a lot of that. But I'll see you guys out and about. So have a great rest of y'all's day. Saturday, rest of y'all's day or night or morning or afternoon. Whatever your time zone is. Hope you guys have a great evening, morning, or afternoon.